After weeks upon weeks of rumors, the truth is finally out. And yes, it was brought to us by Asha Sharma. You see, for weeks, the biased gaming media, ponies, and critics of Microsoft have been saying that it's going to be a bloodbath. Could you guys remember what they said?
After Xbox CEO Asha Sharma announced a massive reset of the company with some tough decisions ahead, reports indicate that 3 Microsoft studios are currently in negotiations to try and not get shut down, with one report indicating that one of them has already had the announcement that their doors will close.
Xbox is broke. The hundreds of billions of dollars they've spent acquiring all these different studios, from Double Fine to Activision Blizzard to Bethesda, all of them apparently they have literally run out of money. And now they're not only closing 5 studios, not 4 like some of the leaks were saying, they're closing 5 studios, including canceling Blade and shutting down the creators of Dishonored. It sounds like they're going to be trying to basically cancel every Game Pass. Talking about the death of Xbox, because it sounds like they're literally shutting down multiple studios as I record this video. Technically, the end of the fiscal year for Xbox is June 30th, today, which means if they're going to try to fire everybody, it's got to be done by July 1st. So today, they're apparently shutting down 4 separate studios, including Undead Labs, a bunch of people making a bunch of different games. It's very shocking to say the least, and because the term that keeps getting used is bloodbath. Is bloodbath. Is bloodbath.
Correct? Okay. So then, now, when does crack... Now, so the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play for you?
Yo, shout out to Season, man. Shout out to Season, man. Yo, I'm trying to book this nigga boy big.
Yes, so when it was all said and done, Asha Sharma really let the Xbox fans know what was happening with Xbox. And we have a wonderful summary here brought to us by That Girl Is Amazing, which is Maze on Twitter. And this is what her summary would have helped us to see what transpired during that tweet that Asha made just a couple days ago. So according to what Asha said, 3,200 jobs was cut through 2027, including 1,600 immediately. 4 studios leaving Xbox, and it's going to get new owners. This was the bloodbath they were talking about, that studios was about to be closed down and that games were going to be cancelled. So right now, all the rumors and all the persons who made content that this would have happened, they are looking very stupid at this point. Now, Compulsion Game and Double Fines are becoming independent and keeping their IP. So no IP is leaving, or dying. Right? Ninja Theory, Undead Labs are moving to new owners with funding. Arcane France reviewing possible strategy changes. Game Pass and multiple platform growth missed expectations. So again, Game Pass, in other words, Asha was saying Game Pass was too good to be true. Xbox putting all these first party bangers, including third party bangers like Expedition 33 and other big ticket name third parties, that was bleeding the company, right? So I know what you're asking. What does that mean for Game Pass? I don't think Game Pass will be getting the big and massive support like how it was getting in the Phil Spencer days, right? So we'll see how that develops as we go forward. She also mentioned that players and playtime are declining. Cuts affecting Activision Blizzard, King, Mojang, and game studios. No announced first-party games are being cancelled. That's good. Management reduced from 14 to 5 or fewer. Vendors spending cuts by half. Mojang and King will report to Asha directly. Helen Choi becomes the COO. Xbox plan to invest but will focus on their first party content. But you know what came out of this entire thing? Is that Microsoft was spending too much money on things that was not making the Xbox brand, better. So for example, why was Xbox supporting IO Interactive? Was the game that they were making some huge game that would have made the Xbox platform better? The answer is no. That is why Asha Sharma cut the funding from IO Interactive. Of course, that led to some devs being fired, but at the end of the day, do not fund anything that won't make the platform better and compete with PlayStation. That's one. When it comes to Arcane Studio would have gotten loads of money to make Blade, and guess what? They even went over the budget for making Blade. That is why Arcane is in the position that they are in now. That is why Asha is looking to cut and sell them more for what have you. They got money, enough money to make Blade. They spent a lot of time, a lot of years, and they went over budget. They didn't produce anything. They did not show Asha their report card, and their report card was not looking like an A+++. It was looking like a D, right? What about Undead Labs? Well, it's been reported that Undead Labs did not make a game, did not produce anything for Xbox in 8 years, right? So how could you work for a company is paying your salary for an entire year without them seeing anything that came out of it? So when Asha saw that report card, she had to say, you know what, I'm not going to destroy the company, I'm just going to sell you to another person. Let someone else deal with that. So yes, Microsoft was funding a lot of studios in this industry, and these studios were not providing and proving their worth for making the platform better. We even had we even saw this, that guess what, all the moves that Asha is making is better for Xbox. Guys, look at this. Someone who was working at Obsidian is saying that Xbox was the cancer. They are saying that, and I have always been an Xbox hater. Understand what I'm saying here? You are employed by Xbox. Xbox is paying your family. And guess what? You are saying that you hate Xbox. And you know how we know that this guy, something is wrong with him? He's not even playing his own game. The game that he worked on, forget about Xbox, he's not even playing his own game. So we are seeing that Asha Sharma moves are right now for Xbox. No one can convince me that what it is Asha is doing here is bad. Asha is clearing house and she's making the right decision to make Xbox better, right? Now that brings us to one of the main things Asha said in this entire tweet. Microsoft reportedly plans to make more of their best game console exclusive, so people actually have a reason to buy Xbox console. So what could skip PlayStation?
More? We are going to see a pivot to focus on some of the biggest franchises. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to be making new things, and they are incubating some new IPs. Most notably, one that comes to mind that I think they have been pretty public about is that Activision has a game in development that is under a studio called Elsewhere in Poland. I believe a lot of it is ex-CD Projekt Red people, and they've said that it is an unannounced new IP RPG that they are working on. So Xbox still is investing in some new IP. It's just they are not going to invest in that kind of independent AA model anymore. They're focusing on big franchises, and that's what we're seeing, especially at ZeniMax, where we're going to see a really big overhaul. And I wouldn't be surprised if they start focusing more on trying to get more Fallout games out on a more regular cadence, trying to get more Elder Scroll games out on a more regular cadence, because those are two franchises that are humongous, but have not really been what executives like to call, quote, exploit.
Now imagine this. Imagine something like Elder Scroll or Fallout comes out for Xbox and does not release on the PlayStation. Could you guys see a meltdown beyond anything we would have experienced this side of this generation? The meltdown would be glorious, and I want to be here for it. Yes, Microsoft under Asha Sharma is focusing on the platform, because that is what works. But you know what's interesting about this whole thing? That some of the PlayStation high-ups and some of these fanatic ponies, they thought that this Xbox bad news would have overshadowed the massive bad news that Sony had last week. They thought that all of this layoffs and selling off studios would have made people forget that Sony is about to remove disc from their platform forever. And guess what? Some of these fans won't have it.
I'm done with PlayStation. Like, I'm not giving them another cent for anything. I don't shit about GTA. I don't give about Wolverine. I'm done. I'm a grown. I don't need anything they're trying to sell. Mach Ninja, you're saying even if Sony put a $10 upcharge on physical, would be better than taking off the menu completely. Do what Nintendo's doing. I mean, I suppose, but I'm just kind of over it right now. Over it. Like, I'm tired, man.
World, that's where you live. That's where your house is. Cap World. That's where you go. Cap World, because you're full of it. You're full of cap.
God have mercy upon us.
Yes, there are persons cursing out Sony's mother, calling out Sony's mother. There are even persons who say, here what, I am going to sell my PlayStation. I'm not going to support Sony again because of this. Now, I didn't believe I would have seen this happening. This no disc situation has sent a lot of PlayStation fans overboard, and they are not supporting Sony as they should, right? But what's funny is that despite all of that, Sony came out and said that they are not, despite how many persons protest, despite how many persons sign a petition, they are not going to stop this direction of removing the disc and removing this drive from the PlayStation 6. Sony's still going to do it. And guess what? They don't care, because the 500,000 persons that unsubscribe to their platform does not outweigh the still 50 million who is subscribed to their platform, right? And that's what all the industry analysts are saying. And you know what's funny? You know how I know Sony is stronger than ever? And there's nothing to worry about. Sony is doing just fine, because even their CEO cashed out a large sum of money. 50% of his shares, he cashed it out because the business is doing so well. There's nothing to worry about, right? That's why he cashed it out. Yeah. So yes, Sony is still getting hate by the community because they are a very nasty company. And guess what? Persons are not standing for it anymore. I expect this protest to continue. I expect persons to continue to kick Sony's leg in, because they deserve it. If there's one company deserve it, it's Sony. But let me hear what you thought about everything. I'm behind the news cycle right now, guys. Bear with me. I'm very busy. So don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.